Hello!
Hello, everyone! Live from my grandmother's basement, YouTube is down, and we are now the only source of entertainment that you have. This is the darkest timeline, and we are all that's left. And so we're going to be talking to and about the comedians of Planet Scum. I'm Emily Pineapple.
And I'm Forrest, the keeper of the Canon, and we stand on the ashes of the YouTube industry.
We do. We are the trash people. We talk about things related to Planet Scum, the empire created by Chris Gethard. And today we are talking to the fans. We are talking to the community members of Planet Scum, and specifically the comedians thereof, about their inspirations. We had a really awesome episode like 2 months ago. A month ago.
I think it was 1
month ago. Oh, hello, cat. With the musicians of Planet Scum. He decided to go to the more dangerous area for our entire setup.
So if we suddenly go offline, it's not whatever is wrong with YouTube. It's our cat has taken us down.
Do not fear. But let's bring on our comedians of Planet Scum. And if you are a comedian of Planet Scum, shoot us a message because we wanna chat with you. And let's welcome to the stream the Mainframe.
Oh yeah, I forgot to change my. I label it the Mainframe so I know which one's which when I'm doing a stream.
This is Tig Naruto. Clancy Kramer, incredible comedian of Planet Scum.
That's not
your name. Is that not your name?
The Mainframe?
No, Clancy Kramer.
No, I was going to say, but Clancy's not the only person that we have.
No, Clancy's not the only person we have. We also have Susie. And we are going to likely be having Erik Germ himself, the little troublemaker with a heart of gold. But we are already surrounded by people that, if you have been around Planet Scum, if you've ever been to an after show, you've probably seen these two people perform.
Oh, absolutely, you have.
Incredible comedians, and I'd love to just let's do a little round table. We'll start with Susie. Susie, tell us the story of your comedy. Like, give us your comedy elevator pitch. Like, I am Susie and I do these things. I have been doing them for how long? Like, how would you describe yourself as a comedian? How many fewer words would you have used to ask that question?
I would have used more words, probably. I'm a very, wordy comedian. I don't know. I'm very, particular about the textures and the sounds of words, and I think just delivering those in particular ways can be funnier than any joke. I'm pretty I don't want to say loose, but I do improvise a lot of my material, so I think it kind of ends up feeling loose.
That is a very apt description. I think I'd love to know, how long have you been doing comedy?
That depends on what you count as comedy. How long have I been trying to be funny? As far as I can tell, since birth. How long have I been actually funny? I don't know. It just kind of happened at one point. I'd say I've been doing stand-up, though, for about the past 3 or 4 years.
That is incredible. Tig, tell us about your comedy self. Oh, well, and we have Erik. Let's bring on Erik to the stream.
Oh, shit.
Hey.
Erik, little troublemaker with a heart of gold. We are going roundtable talking about
I was
ourselves as comedians.
Riveted, and I'm ready to hear all about Tig.
Fuck yes.
Well,
the Golden God.
I began doing stand-up comedy in 1987, and the rest, as they say, is history, you know what I'm saying? I got up at the Comedy Store. I killed it. I got on Letterman. And yeah.
I mean, I heard you were in the running for the Tonight Show.
I mean, it was close. It was close. I almost got Late Show. And then Seth Meyers came in and I was like, oh, I guess he can have it.
That's big of you, Tig.
Yeah, that's very big of you. Very
He's
big of you.
Dick baby.
Big Dick Baby, Clancy Kramer.
But
Killing it for decades.
in all honesty, like 4 years. I started I started 4 years ago ish.
1987.
Portland, Oregon, and I was like,
Oh, cool.
"Hey, I'm a comedian now. You ready?"
The announcement went out over to all of Portland.
Yeah, I put out an ad in the paper. I was like, "Hey, I'm here now. Be prepared."
Clancy does make great YouTube videos with great titles.
This is incredible.
Watch them when YouTube is back.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
if YouTube is back.
You're
Right?
right.
Like,
You're right.
what? Like, when
YouTube
things like
might
that
be-
happen, I'm so shook.
This might be Vimeo's big day.
I'm shook.
Am I out of the loop? What did I miss?
Oh yeah, YouTube is down worldwide right now.
Oh, good kind of.
It's just down. It's not.
It's like
That's how I'll frame it.
it's like if the water stopped working. Like, that's the kind of panic I feel with YouTube being down. I'm like, what happened? Why is the water off? How does the water go off? Like, they haven't even told us. This isn't even a scheduled maintenance. Eric.
Hi.
I'm so sorry, Tick. I totally just cut
I
you
was going
off.
to say that might be the problem, is that so many people are watching it.
It's true.
That could be. Eric, tell us your thesis statement of yourself as a comic and how long you have been doing what you would consider stand-up.
Stand-up officially maybe only the past 5 years or so. Comedy in general, I guess I started maybe around the 2011 mark, just writing humor online. And eventually I was like, I want to do stand-up, but I'm too nervous. And then eventually I jumped over the edge and did it. And it was fine.
That's a pretty good description of
Yeah,
stand-up in general. Doing it.
Sure.
Fine.
It was
Fine.
Yeah.
Now.
I mean,
It was-
Stand up, it's fine.
I mean, yeah.
Oh, I forgot something about myself as a comedian.
Oh, please.
Yeah.
I like doing aggressive comedy.
That's true.
Mm.
That's
Yes.
incredibly true.
I
would
agree with that.
I can
It's not-
point out.
It's not fun if the audience isn't scared.
Exactly.
You had mentioned you had posted a song of yours in the chat recently and said you tried to do it on an open mic and it didn't end up working. And that was one of my favorite examples of impromptu aggressive Susie comedy, where you attacked everyone. Like, not anybody, like, not the Discord, not the greater Geth verse, just everyone, because your microphone wasn't working, and it was exquisite. And there's no archive of this, so this is just a memory that lives in all of our heads.
Gosh.
Mhm.
I'm glad it lives on in yours. When I improv, I don't remember a lot of it. And so I have done so many sets where like it went over well and I just don't remember a thing. So thank you for sharing that.
That's what I've really appreciated about doing streams over the summer, because it's all improvised. We're just talking. But then I can go back and listen later and be like, oh, I said something funny. There was one funny thing that I said.
You guys are all very good at it, though, because I watch all of the shows, and the conversation keeps going. That's something I'm concerned I can't do.
See, the secret is you just don't stop talking
I mean, yeah, that does help.
and hope that there's something at the end of it eventually.
That's there. It sounded good in the
You
first
just
half,
ramble,
and then the second I was just like, I'm
fingers
out.
crossed.
Nope.
Oh, goodness. Y'all are brave and yet still to recover.
Oh, I'll put that back up. No, it was that Broke Physics says they have yet to
Oh,
recover
my
from the Grade
goodness.
5 talent show and short-lived time playing in bands, and so that we're all very brave.
Yes.
By we, I should say you
Y'all who
You
stood up in front
four
of humans
have done stand-up. I have
something
not.
that I would love to know from each of you, what was your impetus
Ooh.
to getting on stage? What was your like A to B? What did you do first? Did anything push you over that edge? And did or did not anything related to Chris Gethard play any role in that?
Can you repeat that in English?
No.
Impotence.
Do you remember the question?
Yes.
Okay.
Misunderstood a significant portion of that.
How'd you get into comedy? How'd you get started? How'd you get started?
What,
and
what
Did Gethard
shoved
play a
you
role?
over the threshold?
Yeah, what
Yeah.
shoved you over that threshold? What was the first thing you did? Was it writing a joke? Was it doing an improv? Was it, or like being part of a team? Was it a class? Was it a, and did, an improv can be nice every now and then. I've done an improv. I've taken a marijuana. Like it's
I
all
did
fun
one
and
improv
games.
one time, and that's all it took. No, I was 10 years old, and I watched the movie The Man on the Moon, and this time, I'm serious when I say the rest, as they say, is history. I saw the movie about Andy Kaufman, and then that was it.
The last line of that movie is the senior quote of my yearbook.
Hell yeah,
So
brother.
I'm in the same boat.
Tell us that line.
Thank you all
remember it?
for this friendly, friendly world. Thank you and goodbye. It's when him and Michael Stipe are singing "This Friendly, Friendly World."
Aww.
It's a decent flick. I think people give it some. It's weird. The background of it's weird because like it was Jim Carrey was Andy Kaufman to anybody you want to ask about it. They were like, "Oh no, we couldn't call him Jim." Like he lived as Andy Kaufman for like a year.
Definitely recommend the Jim and Andy documentary about the making of it. That was
very good. I watched it like
amazing.
3 times the week it came out.
Yeah.
I'd love to know. So you were 10 years old. You saw The Man in the Moon. You're like, I must become Andy Kaufman. As most of us who have seen it thought. I did at least.
Much like Batman saying Bat.
It's the first.
Oh, you guys froze for a
That is
the
not
second
a stunt.
thing.
Oh
That
no.
is not a stunt at all. That is our internet.
No.
Just being,
Oh, I thought maybe for a moment that you were just very still as a bit.
Yeah.
Like just like when Batman saw Bat.
I was like, should I freeze?
You shall be. Oh no, I don't know.
that one was.
Oh my god.
Just when I went to.
I'm gonna scrutinize this. Okay.
Guys, I'm really hungry. I'm gonna go to Wit.
Sure, you don't want to go to the stit?
Take, what was the first stage you ever got on?
The first stage that I ever got on was at a bar here in Portland called Alberta Street Pub. And I was very last, and I bombed, and it was the greatest moment of my life.
Nice.
Yeah? What was the feeling
till
you
now.
had?
Till
Up
now.
until now. Okay.
Wow.
There was
very
nobody,
second.
literally the host was the only other person in the room, and he laughed a little bit at one thing that I said, and that's all it took.
Wow.
You're like, I'm hooked.
And literally
I'm here for
to
this.
this day, I have not felt better during a set. I'm just chasing it now.
That is magical. So that's just, you didn't even have to think, okay, I bombed. What's going to get me on the second stage? You were like, where's the fuck this? Where is more stages?
Nah, I just wanted it. I just wanted more.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
Susie, what was the first stage you ever got on? Or like the first comedy thing?
I don't know. That feels kind of like hard to answer. So I did a lot of really shitty, like, improv whenever I was doing children's theater. Because I started doing theater when I was 8, and it was just shitty improv games all the way up. I didn't really do stand-up because I don't live, I don't really live near any cities or anything. Like nobody does stand-up. Like it's just not really a common thing. And so I didn't do stand-up until an improv group I got into in college started hosting open mic nights. And the first one of those was the first time I ever did stand-up.
Did you have a set like written out? Were you like, I'm gonna do some stand up, or were you like, I kind of wrote this thing and I'm gonna like improv? Did you think like I'm doing stand up right now?
It was definitely I was like, I'm doing stand up. I did prepare a lot more for that than I have for later stand up. I wrote like a whole slam poem about how Alvin and the Chipmunks did 9/11, and like that was part of my set.
Yes. What? Do you
still have that
anywhere?
slam poem?
Yeah. I still have it written down. I don't have it like with me, but like I do have it. It is written down. I bought a journal as a prop just to like write this down in, just because like I wanted to seem like a really serious slam poet and like have this like leather journal to open up. And now it's just my actual journal. But at the beginning of it is this Alvin and the Chipmunks poem.
Gonna need that slammer.
What propelled you to the second stage? You were just like hooked?
Yeah,
How'd you do?
mean, well, I've just like, I would also, during this time, I started my own band and I would book shows, and like between songs, I was basically just doing stand up.
Mm-hmm.
And so a lot of it just came from like wanting to do more and liking, I don't know, the feeling that I'm funny, I guess. And so, yeah, I would just keep doing more. I mean, it's not like there were a lot of other options. It was basically the same stage. I just kept doing the same like open mic nights. And then like one other group started doing an open mic night. And then like I started doing those open mic nights. Yeah.
I love that. Yeah. It makes me think of Joe Rumroll, who's been on CGP. He was also in a punk rock band, and there's a lot of videos of him with just the band behind him, and he'll like tell a joke and then rock out for like a minute. And it blew my mind that could happen. Like I was like, wait, music and stand up. Not just in musical comedy. And speaking of music and stand-up, not just in musical comedy, Erik, Germ, tell us about your start into performing and into stand-up.
My first stage was Helium Comedy Club in Philadelphia. I answered an open mic and got on, and they put me on first, which was terrifying. But I prepared a whole thing. I wasn't going to do stand-up. And then I was, for years, I was just like, no, I'm just going to write on the internet. That way I don't have to show my face. I don't have to be in front of people. And then I kept really wanting to do it, but I never went for it. And then in 2015, my dad passed away. And I was like, okay, all right, what's stopping me from doing the things that I want to do? Like, it's stupid to not do it and just take the chance. And so a couple months later, I wrote up a thing. I got up on stage. It went fine. And so I just kept doing that and doing open mics.
What did you do that first open mic that you went to at Helium? Was that the one that you did the stand up at in like 2015? Or
yeah, that was August, I think, August of 2015. I figured if I'm gonna do it, I might as well just like do it. And so I went to Helium Comedy Club. I think like Natasha Leggero was going to be playing there the following night. And I was up, but I'd never been in a green room. I was in the green room. I was the first one up. They had like a warm up guy. And then I got out there and it was, I couldn't see anybody. It was fine. I was like neurotically checking the red light for when they were going to call my time. And I finished it up and it was fine. I walked off, hung out for a little bit. And then like the environment was fine. So I just kept doing it. And it's really, if you're on the fence about it, take it from me, who was super nervous about it for years and years and years. Just, go for it. Because I also watched people up there who were up on stage like I'm bombing, and people were like cheering for them and clapping. So it's if you're at a comedy club and people are there to see comedy, they're usually pretty chill. You would
want to see you win,
right?
I mean, depending on, I suppose, the place that you are.
That's true.
I have heard tell from road comedians of towns where they don't want the comedian to win, or the person on stage. But that sounds absolutely incredible. You said that you were writing online before that,
yeah,
so that no one would see your face.
Right.
would you consider that your actual like first foray just into comedy?
Oh, definitely. Well,
is that something you were always doing?
Yeah, on my own, definitely. But then I learned about crack.com, and back in the day, they used to have a writer's workshop where you would go and you would pitch your ideas, and then people would help you formulate it into an article. And that was like, it was free, first of all. You just sign up for a forum and post in there. And then it was people who are now winning Emmys and things like that who have gone on from the site. It's just in there kicking you advice like, well, let's not make fun of this specific thing. That's cruel. But the circumstances around it are ridiculous enough. Yeah, that works. And that really helped me shape, because in high school, I know for a fact my sense of humor was garbage. And like just having that kind of thing where people are bouncing ideas off of each other, which is a lot like if anybody watching is not in the Discord, is really what the Discord is. Just a bunch of funny people bouncing ideas off of each other. Really helped like sculpt my sense of humor and comedy. And I think that helped get me in front of people as well.
That's incredible. I think that a big thing that we have learned studying the narratives of comedians is finding the group, finding the environment with other people is instrumental towards growth, and you don't really gain the ability to grow without that necessarily. I'm wondering, Susie, was that your college improv group?
Yeah. Kind of, in some ways.
It can be hard to find your people, finding a place where you feel comfortable, finding a place where you feel like you can share your ideas, spending enough time. Is that, like, tell me about the truth value of the statement that I said previously, because I did just like assign a truth to it that may not be true.
I mean, I think definitely in terms of like, I think it was the first time I had been given a platform to really do like comedy. Like, I think a lot of times it was just me like trying to sneak comedy into theater things. And it was nice to have an outlet, and like I really enjoy doing improv. I really like just love it, and I really think it's like affected my sense as a storyteller. And so I really do think like joining that group led to a lot of growth for me as a comedian. At the same time, I was also like one of the first trans people in the troupe. And so like it was often put on me to kind of have to like educate people about that, which sucks. And so because of that, like I think, it got really complicated. But, I mean, I do, like, still really appreciate it, and I'm glad that I did it.
Tell me about how you feel like improv has affected you as a storyteller. That sounded really, that picked my brain.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I think beforehand, I was just really hooked into, like very structure-oriented storytelling, like Act 1, Act 2, Act 3. And I had co-written like a play in high school. Like I had done that. And so like, I think improv kind of broke me from that sense of structure. And it was more like, how can you just take one thing and snowball it into something that is like affecting and works as a whole? And a lot of that is just like trusting other people with the story. A lot of it comes from having like a good director and like, people you work well with. And so I think it also just opened me up to like, really collaborating with people in a way that I hadn't before.
That is gorgeous. I love that. Tig, did you have an environment that you found? You have an incredible Twitch channel, Board Castle, and do a million shows there. And we see all of your cool Portland friends doing cool Portland comedy things with you, and I watch these things and I get really jealous. Please tell me about this.
Yes, and the comedy scene in Portland is interesting and complicated. But I think that's just pretty much any art scene in any place is interesting and complicated. I've found a few people who I work really well with, and it helps a lot. How
did you find these people? Did you set out to meet people, or it just happened?
Because Portland is such a small city, like LA and New York are like much more spread out. Portland is just like 10 blocks, basically. It's a tiny, tiny city. And so if you're doing comedy here, you know everybody who's doing comedy here. And so it's not hard to find other people. It's just you have to weed through the shitty ones.
That is tough.
I love Nightmare Gods.
Nightmare Gods is amazing. In fact, let's talk about the things y'all are doing now. Like, what are you doing right now that you are especially proud of? And what were your main influences to creating those things? Tig, do you want to start us off? Because we've been talking about Board Castle, your Twitch empire.
I mean, I don't know if I am especially proud of anything. Like, I'm proud of it that I am continuing to do it and work on improving, getting better. It's not like there are a couple of videos I've posted on my YouTube that I'm like, yeah, that's a pretty good video. Or there have been moments during Nightmare Gods or World's Hottest Goths where I'm like, yeah, this is a good moment. But I mean, mostly it's just making sure that I'm continuing to work on, because it would be really easy to just not right now. And there's like you can't fault anybody for just not right now.
How did you transition? Like, what was that like? Because I feel like you were on Twitch almost immediately.
Yeah, it was actually really lucky, because I had been planning to start a talk show on Twitch before the pandemic. Like, I'd been working on this idea for a long time, so I already had the infrastructure kind of set up. So when it all came down, I was just like, oh, I can just start making stuff immediately.
Nice.
I remember you said that in the Discord. You were talking about how you wanted to have a late night show or something.
Yeah, out of my living room. And I was going to have like a small audience and like actual live comedians with me, and we were going to have a lot of fun. And I had to do a different thing.
I remember seeing it in plugs and just clicking into the Twitch stream and watching it, like one of the first shows, and just he did it.
I'm really going for it. Yeah, because it was basically just I got all the stuff that I needed, and I was like, okay, now I can just try and see what happens.
That is incredible. I really love the moving forward, just continuing to create. Erik, tell us what you're most proud of right now. How are you finding creating in the pandemic? Has it changed your comedy or your dreams?
I would say it kind of jump-started it a little bit, because before I had joined the Discord or anything, I hadn't done anything comedy-wise. I had stopped writing online after my son started walking. I suddenly had like no free time, so I kind of stopped writing and just did that stuff. And now, like, all of a sudden, like, hey, here's all this free time, and so I slowly started dripping back into it. I wrote something again for Cracked, which I haven't done in 3 years, just because I hadn't had the time. That was on Halloween, and the Discord open mics back in the day were the first stand-up that I had done also in many years. So just trying to get back into writing jokes and making with the yuck yucks.
Making with them yuck yucks. Has your comedy helped you as a father? That's something I've been curious about. You've a beautiful family.
Thank you.
Your kids seem really cute and smart.
They are. They both are.
Like,
it's very funny. I used to hate when people gushed over their kids, but like now I'm just like, oh yeah, kids are very funny. They're little smidgens of you all over the place, and we're seeing a lot of that because my wife and I are very sarcastic. We are constantly like doing bits back and forth with each other. We have like a 10-year bit of our pug, and the voice and the like. He's constantly harassing us, and we have a bit that goes back and forth, and that's definitely rubbed off on them. Adam, even Broke Physics here, who was in the charity Twitch stream I did over the weekend, my son Adam was on the mic, 4 years old, telling jokes with them. He has a joke book, and he's memorized like 5 or 6 jokes, and he'll every so often spit one out that I hadn't heard before. And I think yesterday he said, "Why is dark spelled with a K and not a C?" And I was like, "Oh, bud, I don't know. I mean, the English language is a complex because you can't see in the dark." And I was like, "That's fucking hilarious." So I definitely want him to keep that up because it's a joy.
Oh my god, I love that.
He'll spit zingers like that out every so often.
Great joke.
It's a good one.
Oh my goodness. Susie, tell us about what you're creating right now, what you are most proud of.
I mean, as far as comedy goes, I come onto this show. I do the after show. I do Groovin' Through the Movies every now and again.
And these are all on K-Scum Radio in the Discord. 11 people watching this who are definitely also on the Discord.
Yeah. I
should inform people. Wait.
I think really my plan before quarantine was just to keep doing the few open mics that I already do. And like maybe try and find more opportunities, maybe try and make more opportunities, but then COVID happened and I really appreciated a lot of the early Discord open mics. I had joined this community and then like not really done a lot. And so I think like doing those open mics, one was like, it was a really nice way for me to just like have that comedic outlet. But it was also like a really nice way for me to like get involved with this community, which has been like super cool. Like I've been able to do a lot of cool shit through this, and I really appreciate it.
It is a really special place, I think. It's one of the first like creative communities I've been in. And I think that just the opportunity to talk to other people who are interested in creating, who are like interested in a comedy, makes such a huge difference. I'm really curious to hear from you all. What are your goals? What's your dream? Tell me your dream, Erik.
So I'm on a beach, and there's this guy, and he's got a big long knife, right? Mm-hmm. And he's chasing me down the beach, and I trip. No, I had no out. It was a dead end. I don't know. I want to keep writing. I want to keep. Sorry, broke. I do want to keep writing. I was reached out to see if I had any old pitches rattling around that I wanted to send out, and I was surprised to find that I did have several. So I want to dust off a couple of old things that I had been writing or had been storing for over the years and get them out. And I'll alert everybody where you can find those when they're here. But that's the goal right now, is to just not get comedically or creatively atrophied, and just keep throwing stuff out, whether it's good or bad.
Are you hoping is your dream more like writing centered? Like you would love to have to be is it Jack Kerouac? Who's the fucker that took all that acid in the desert and then Johnny Depp played the other guy?
Hunter S. Thompson.
No, Hunter S. Thompson.
But funny. I don't know. I'm thinking of like journalist-esque individuals who like are mostly writing-based comics. Well, because Douglas Adams is the only other person I can think of, and that feels very specific.
Not like David Sedaris.
Yeah.
Yes.
Or David Wong from Crack.com wrote John Dies at the End series. Futuristic Violence in Fancy Suits is out, and that's all satirical very Douglas Adams focused, that would be nice. But I don't think I have it in me to pump out an entire book. I've tried writing short stories before, and I end up trapping myself into plot holes that I would later make fun of if I was watching somebody else make that. I'd be like, well, that, you didn't tie that up. And I'm my own worst enemy.
If you need a nom de plume, here, I think Tiger Bates is the best one.
Funterest Thompson.
Yep.
Writing is hard. I agree, sir.
Yeah.
It really is.
Yeah. Right now in a lot of my college courses, like I am having to do creative writing, and writing is hard. Writing is hard, and it's hard.
Should I tell Forrest and Emily about our secret chat we have that we haven't told anybody else about? And we had the idea. We might as well say it and then just kind of get it.
I mean,
going.
Look, it's your project.
So I reached out. I had written a sketch. And it has 3 parts in it, or it started with 3 parts, but we're kicking around other parts. And I said, do you guys want to write this together and then perform it on something somewhere? And we started it's a Google Doc and there's a script. And then if it caught on, bring sketch comedy to the Discord in some fashion, some collective, thing. I thought would be a good idea, and then I think summer ended or something, and everybody got super busy, myself included.
Look, I've just been waiting for that next message to come through.
So now I've said it out loud.
Well, now, yes, you have to do it.
It's a race
to
get
chomping at the bit. That sounds absolutely incredible. And I do want to remind everyone real quick that there is this little channel called Radio Free Multiverse that does an open mic every month, first Saturday of the month, except for this month because there was a birthday.
It was mine.
Boo.
My birthday.
Tell me about these things. Sketch comedy. Is that something that you would dream of doing, having a sketch group?
Probably. I would have to really like the people, which is why I hang out on the Discord, because there's a lot of people that I really like in there. And I think it would be very easy if you just have people that are genuinely funny when you speak to each other. It's just oh, well, then naturally we could record that and make somebody else laugh. It seems like a no-brainer. So I had this idea, and I thought, some of the most active people on the voice on the radio are these 2 comedians up here.
Every week they do bits on the post show,
baby.
Most weeks. Incredible shit.
Yeah, so
listen to my dumb boys.
Unless I'm taking a mental health break.
Which
mental health is for nerds every week. Never stop.
That's a nerd.
Get out, go to the mics, grind. New night, new mic, baby.
Every night I buy a new microphone, and every morning I bury the old one. This is my ritual that I must complete in order to make comedy.
Yeah. How else are you gonna do it?
In the backyard.
If you're not killing mics every night, what else are you doing? Were you fucking taking a nap?
Having an average of 1 mic drop per night, hard enough to break the microphone, then
I am wanted by the Microphone Bureau of Investigation.
Dropping the microphone old news, you gotta throw it down, whip it at the floor so that the cage on the end, it snaps open. You ever see that? You ever smash it so hard that it breaks open?
You ever done a joke so good that you do the windmill mic drop where you just smash, 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 smash?
I saw John. I don't know if you know who John Doerr is. He's a Canadian comedian, very funny. But I saw him one time. He came to Portland. He was at Portland Helium, and he did the whole bit was that he would do just the worst joke you've ever heard. And then he would have the sound booth play Back in Black by AC/DC. And I am almost certain that he broke at least one mic per night while he was there.
Oh wow.
Oh my god. Oh my god. That is iconic.
It's iconic, yeah.
Absolutely. Oh my gosh. I am so excited to see all those things. Susie, tell me your dream. Tell me your like biggest comedy dream goal.
You know, I don't know. I would love to be able to do my own shit and also help out with other people's shit. I think that would kind of be like a sign I've made it as a comedian. Is like if like people ask me to help out on stuff, like I just really appreciate that. Yeah, I don't know. And I mean, I'm still kind of figuring out like what level I want to do that on. Because I don't know. I don't feel like putting a bunch of pressure on myself to like monetize it as much as possible. But that's really easy for me to say right now because I'm still in college. And so, yeah, it's, you know, I love doing comedy. I would love to do comedy and be paid money for it enough to live. But like, you know, if that doesn't happen, I'm still going to find a way to do comedy.
Does it mostly look to you like, yeah, it absolutely should. Does it mostly look to you like performance, like writing, like acting and sketch, or are you seeing just like you are Susie the multi-dynamo, whatever fucking form your idea comes in, it's gonna happen in that form?
Yeah, I mean, I would say more towards the like just whatever form. Because yeah, I mean, I like doing music. I really want to get into filmmaking, and so like I love writing too. I love performing, both like as myself and as characters. And so yeah, I mean, it really is just kind of like however it comes and whatever opportunities I get. And just kind of like following what feels right for me and what feels like the right kind of expression.
I love that.
Yeah.
I feel similarly. I've always had trouble sticking to a particular medium, to the chagrin of my teachers. But thankfully, I was out of private school, so when I turned in an entirely different project than the one they assigned, they had the time to actually look and see if I had done anything. Tig, tell us your dreams.
2 words. Netflix. Is that 2 words? Is that one? I want to be on Netflix.
That is an incredible goal.
Yeah.
No, I love that. It's specific. I feel like you're gonna do it, right?
My real goal is to just be comfortable in terms of financially and be entertaining people.
Mm-hmm.
That's the whole thing. Like, it's not. Netflix is gonna die soon anyway. Who needs it?
I mean, with YouTube down, what are we supposed to do?
With YouTube down and Quibi going away, we're
Dude,
in trouble.
Maybe it's like gonna be a domino effect because YouTube's down, everybody's gonna go to Netflix, and then Netflix is gonna crash, and then everybody's gonna have to go to Hulu or some shit. Maybe it's a plot to bring Quibi back.
The sun's gonna explode in 4 billion years.
Why put any effort?
Yeah. No,
they are murdering all the other streaming services in a blood ritual to revive Quibi.
In a week, we will only be able to use Quibi and IMDb TV.
Which is lucky, because I sold like 7 shows to Quibi.
What is Meg Whitman rot?
Oh my goodness. Is that true?
No.
Okay.
But I can say and people will be like, is that true? Because you can't prove that I didn't.
Right.
Dead.
No one ever saw my 12 CISO shows, so.
No, I didn't. They looked at 7 of my shows, but they didn't give me any money.
Oh my goodness. I just want to hear you all talk together because it's so enjoyable. Honestly, I'm like, what is a good question that will just spark discussion? Discuss among yourselves the following query.
What's everybody's favorite Quibi show? Mine is The Most Dangerous Game, starring Christoph Waltz. But I also love the one where it's Anna Kendrick and her new best friend is a sex doll.
Yeah, that show's about Dan Harmon.
Yeah.
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 I did
Based
think
on
it
true
was
story.
weird. I did think it was weird that like Anna Kendrick like bought a strap on and then like made fake ejaculate just to like better like fake simulate sex with your best friend's sex doll. I thought that was a really like it was a twist I wasn't expecting.
It was a bold move. The Pringles can scene was the part that got me though. Like I believed it up until she had a Pringles can all the way down her throat. Then I was like, I don't know about that.
Normally they say that like the dick is as big as a Pringles can, but this time it was just a Pringles can.
It was literally just a Pringles can, and it was unopened too. You could have just opened it and ate Pringles.
Cut out the excess.
Maybe they were hoping that like the stomach acid would dissolve the packaging, and then you just get like all the Pringles at once, like boosting.
If the legend on the map of your penis size is measured in Pringles cans, why even have the legend? Just get the Pringles cans are what? $1.95?
Yeah.
Yeah, but dick is free if you're smart.
So are Pringles.
Yeah.
That's true. That's true.
So then it becomes like, which do you want to be free, dick or Pringles?
I mean, I like Pringles a lot.
Yeah,
You ever
Pringles sounds like a private eye.
It's me, Dick or Pringles.
Welcome back
Pringles,
to the
private
most
eye.
popular game show in America, Dick or Pringles.
Very popular with the ladies.
That's what Alex Trebek is up to right now. We just welcomed him into the
Playing the big game of Dick or Pringles in the sky.
Welcome, Alex. Please enjoy these cans of Pringles. Do what you want with them.
So how would that? Would you open up the can and be like, "Nope, that's a dick"?
I think you got to move the chips out of the way.
It's like Deal or No
You're
Deal.
skipping a step.
You have to reach all the way to the
Pringles
bottom, like you're
cans.
trying to pinch, like grab the last one. It's like, there's a dick in there.
It's under the last chip. That's how they get you.
It's covered in crumbs.
Or it's not, and that's how you get Dick or Pringles.
Yeah, and then you're like, this was just Pringles.
Oh, I didn't get one this time.
Is that a winner or not? Hard to say.
Depends on how you feel.
Yeah, I feel like there is no objective winner of that show. I mean, it's really just like, how do you feel? And if they feel good about it, then they won. But if they're just like, this was the wrong thing for me, then they lost.
But if you're signing up for the show,
sour cream and onion boners.
The only people who have an excuse to be upset about the end of the show, like their outcome, is like the first people who were ever on it, because everybody else then chose to be on the show.
They're like, yeah, I'm gonna go touch some dick.
You're not allowed to get upset at that point.
Dick in a Pringles can. I don't know.
You could be disappointed.
This is television, guys.
Joe Rogan could host this.
Oh, no.
I want to see Bob Saget.
It would be.
I'm so glad Bob Saget has come up naturally today. I discovered
I love it when things start out this way.
News of a strain called Bob Saget. And I am so entranced by this. Is it supposed to taste like Bob Saget? Does it make you like Bob Saget? Are they aiming for dad Bob Saget or comedian Bob Saget? I am full of questions.
A weed
Wholesome
strain?
Bob Saget or filthy Bob Saget?
Exactly.
Maybe it makes you feel like you're doing a backflip on a skateboard then landed on your nuts. Or other things that happen in America's Funniest Home Videos. I don't know.
If he hosted Dick or Pringles, would he do like the little voices he used to do on America's Funniest Home Videos?
I'm just gonna reach my hand in here. Oh no!
Yeah, no, he would be speaking to the dick only.
Oh, okay.
Oh, someone's reaching their hand in here.
I was minding my own business, and now I put his hands in here.
It'd be funny for Howie Mandel to host because he's such a germaphobe. He wouldn't get anywhere near those Pringles cans.
The penises all wear rubber gloves.
Yes.
Sorry, what was the question?
And yes, why not boff? I just the idea of boffing Pringles.
Hell yeah.
Boff.
Just right up there.
Fuck me.
Pour
Friends.
me a cup of boffy.
Friends, it is 6 o'clock.
It is 6 o'clock.
Which means that it is time on K-Scum Radio, which you've been hearing about, to go to planetscum.live and listen to Planet Scum Online, the Vice famous pre-show before Chris Gethard's show. I want to thank you all so much for joining us.
Yeah, thank you.
Erik and Susie and Tig. Is there a place where people can find you if they're like, damn, those people are funny, why have I not been looking at their comedy? Tig.
Twitch.tv/Tig Naruto. Type my name into Google. Whatever comes up, probably me, because ain't nobody else with my name. Clancy Kramer with a K. That's my name. And I have an Instagram, but I'm not going to tell you the handle. Figure it out, you friggin' nerds.
Ooh, a puzzle.
A puzzle. Susie, tell us where we can find you.
I'm a Discord exclusive, baby.
Ow.
Only on K-Scum Radio and occasionally this channel or Planet Scum or wherever.
Incredible, and always on the after show. If anyone wants to try bits on the after show, just slide into our DMs.
Our DMs are open.
Erik, where can people find you? Yeah.
I'm not sure how to close
things. Hugefrigginarms.com. Wow. Friggin spelled friggin. Arms spelled the normal way.
How did I not know this?
It's not. It's just links to my Instagram and Twitter. It used to be a whole thing with like animations and videos and stuff, but then it got hacked by the Russians.
Oof.
And I lost everything.
That's how they get you.
That's how they get you.
Classic Russia.
Classic
Taking
Russia.
our animations away.
That's what they want to do.
That's what they want.
That's why Flash is dead.
They were big Shockwave people.
Big.
They were real mad that Flash took it out. Big Backroom Media had
The comedy was too funny. They had to cut it off.
Yeah.
Comedy is the tool of.
I got Hillary Clinton did. That's the technical term.
Clinton did. I love it. Thank you all so much. Everyone, head over to the Discord, and good night and good Klon, friends. We'll see you at the after show.
Good night and good Klon.
Only on K-Scum Radio. Woo!